Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can do a roll call, please.
Yes, as soon as I get my glasses on. Wonder Gem.
Here.
Van Eck. Steffes.
Here.
Gardine here. Campbell.
Here.
DeHaan.
Here.
Hybor.
Here.
Thank you.
As a courtesy to the members of the board, or the members of the audience of the Board of Education, please silence your cell phones. Public will only be able to speak during public if signed up, and I do have 3 forms. Anyone? Good to go. Great. Item number 1, the approval of the agenda. Can I get a motion?
So moved. Support.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Opposed? Item number 2, reports agenda. Board member reports. Mr. Steffes.
I'm going to pass tonight. Thank you, though.
Fair. Amy.
This is, again, school year seems to be going quite well with everybody. I did want to acknowledge our teachers and school staff. This has been a really heavy week for a variety of reasons. And I think that our teachers, when you're providing support to kids and helping them understand really awful things that happen in this world, I think a lot of that falls on teachers and school staff members. And I just wanted to say thank you, because that's not easy to do. And I know that they do a tremendous job with that. And there's also really good resources too available for parents on how to talk to your kids about violence and when it occurs. And I think that's something that can be very beneficial.
Good. Thank you. Mr. Wondergem.
I've got a couple things. So, I'd like to give some additional information from my July 21st report. Number 1, I stand by it wholeheartedly. There was recently a survey from EdChoice that came out where it's a nationwide survey. 60% of parents nationwide are not happy with their current public school K-12 choices. They believe they're on the wrong track. That was 60%. 68 of adults nationwide believe the same thing, which ties into the overall context of my message, which got lost, which is fine. I stand by everything that I said. And one of the things I mentioned was, I'm here for Grandville. I want this district to continue to be a destination district. And when I look at districts around us and how they are not doing as well, some failing, I don't care as much. I care for Grandville. That's why I'm here. That's why I ran for the board. That's why I've been on the board. And if you are aware of what has happened in Godfrey Lee this year, where they lost a significant number of students, and at the beginning of the year, they had to lay off 3 principals and 2 admin, that district is floundering. It's suffering. Will it survive? Don't know. But obviously, parents are leaving, and they're leaving with their feet. So it just supports my position. In addition, I also mentioned the effect of AI. It's coming faster than we think it is. And I was having this discussion with Roger. It was my belief that within the next 3 years, there will at least be some charter schools in this country that are going to be driven by AI, and at least for K-3, if not for K-6. Well, Virginia this year has a school, AI, for K-5 students. So the future is here, and we need to stay in front of it. And that was really the gist of my message. I do believe vouchers are coming. I'm not afraid of them. Because if we stay a destination district, we don't have to be afraid of them. So that's the first thing. The second thing is we're all aware of the immense I want to call it a travesty, but it's not. The assassination of Charlie Kirk last week. And first thing that came to my mind when that was going on is something that is stuck in my head. And I haven't seen anything on social media that ties to it, which is fine. Not everybody ties to how I think. But what comes to mind is the 1968 song by Dion, Abraham, Martin, and John. So you look at how significant leaders that have worked for peace, civility, and try to understand both sides. And Charlie met the same misfortune, which is very sad. So I'd rather have a civil discussion rather than finger pointing. I think it works better. And I think some of us seem to think we're going to lead by example only when it's convenient. So hopefully this terrible thing helps us be a better board. That's all I have.
Thank you. Amy.
Yes. So, some cool things happening within the district, within our own student body. We have the kindergarten tailgate. It was good to see our administrators, all of our teachers. Saw John Wonder Gem. It was lovely to talk to him for a little bit. And the families, and when those little those kindergartners go through that bulldog head, it is the cutest thing. It really, it is. It's, you understand why you are here and why we are on this board. It's the future of our school. So that was a lovely moment. Oakstown houses have been chosen, which was fun to watch, and the Amazing Shake is on the way. Those are two of my favorite things about the intermediate building. Marching band is doing lots of practices. They have a beautiful show called All Roads Lead to Rome. And then they also are going on their Florida trip this year. So not only are they doing Monday nights until 10 o'clock every Monday for these practices, they're starting 1 to 2 extra days a week for their practices for Florida. This marching band group they're just very dedicated, great kids, and many of them have 0 hours the next day. They just don't sleep, I don't think. We had tryouts for the fall play. It's Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, and so I got to meet some parents who had some of their children trying out. Homecoming is coming up. The homecoming theme is Hollywood, which is kind of fun. I love to see that the college fairs, financial aid, and scholarship seminars are starting. It's really great to see how our counselors and teachers and administrators are helping in this really, really complex, it's a really, really complex time right now for financial aid. A lot of things are really changing for a lot of college students, which making it prohibitive. So it's neat to see the scholarships that we've listed out, the way that we can work with different schools. So that's been awesome. And that kind of leads into, there have been several families calling me concerned about school budgets, which have not been solidified, and free and reduced lunches and all of that. And we've had really great guidance from our administrators once again on how we can address that and how we can still help families that apply if this budget still is not solidified. So thank you to our administrators for working in really, really difficult times right now. And then lastly, I'm glad to see that we've got Parks and Recs representatives coming. We're still looking for someone to possibly fill my role. I've been in that Parks and Recs role for 5 years, and I decided to step down so I could do some hockey booster stuff for the last 2 years that Lewis is in high school. So if that sounds fun, you get to work with cool people. So, and I agree. We have had a really heavy week, really heavy. And violence is absolutely never the answer. And so I do believe that one of the things that I've noticed this week is I think people are holding their families closer, and we're all trying to understand how to be better. Thanks.
Just want to spotlight something that's a highlight for me each year. It's September 27, Victory Day. If you haven't been to that, try to go to that once and invite neighbors and friends. It's only an hour on Saturday, so it's September 27, 10:30 to 11:30 at the football field. I know it means a lot to the participants, but it means a lot to the parents of the participants to have a big crowd there to cheer for them. So put that on your calendar and try to make it, and thank you to KB Veenstra and Coach Stiegel, and then lots of other volunteers that make that happen. It's a pretty cool event. And then just for me, I've been around all the high school there to a lot of the events, and it's awesome. Nice weather, being out there, being able to participate. Looking forward to more football games this fall. That's it.
Thank you. Yes, so, a lot of busy things going on at the start of school, obviously. So a lot of good things happening around the district. Still got a chance to listen to or see one football game, watch another on TV, and kind of halfway listen to the third one for the internet. I don't know what happened to that. But anyway, so that was too bad. We couldn't listen to the full thing there. So that was great to see, or to hear, I should say. The band preview, got a chance to see that, which was really cool. The All Roads Lead to Rome. Great show so far. And just I'll say a hats off to our band program this year. Amy mentioned, obviously, all the work they put in and so forth. One of the other things that's happening, as she mentioned, is going to Disney this year. And there are so many kids involved in band this year. They're actually having to do 2 shows at Disney. They can't get them all on the stage down there at once. They're doing 2 separate shows. So that's just more work that the band directors are more than happy to put in to help make this a success for the kids. So which is great.
Can I interrupt
yeah,
you?
please.
And then I just want to give a shout out to Jason. He did all of the announcing of our seniors this year, and you are a great announcer, and it was really nice to hear you.
I've got a face for radio, so it's perfect. Right? So there you go. So thank you. I appreciate it. Yes.
Thank you.
And then just want to say thank you to our teachers, our staff, our administration, just for leading through these difficult times. I mean, it is. We've had a lot happen in this country over the last 6 months, year, 4 years, however long we want to go back. It's been a long time. We've had a lot happening in our country. And so I just continue to appreciate Roger and, like I said, all the teachers and the admin and staff and helping lead us through these times. So, and being there for our kids. That's all I have.
Okay.
Roger.
So just want to reiterate that. Hats off to our staff. Reminder to parents that, with traumatic events that do take place, we have a lot of support here to help our kids. And if you notice anything with your kid, please feel free to reach out to us. We're here for them, and we'll help them and help you in any way that we can. School is in full swing, as I mentioned. The events that are taking place are coming hot and heavy, if you will, and I do mean hot because it's been hot out, which is not, really hasn't been a bad thing, but a lot of success taking place for our kids, and just a lot of enthusiasm with the activities going on. Speaking of activities, tomorrow, The Right Place, which is an organization of West Michigan businesses who focus on trying to help schools attract and retain, help with college and career readiness, but then to help attract and retain kids in West Michigan for the businesses that we have. They are hosting a student tech showcase at our middle school. There will be thousands of middle schoolers coming through tomorrow from around West Michigan. They had visited, we took them on a tour, and they were so impressed with our robotics center, they had asked us last spring if they could please do this, and we feel very honored, and our kids, of course, will experience that tech showcase as well. Hats off to to Mr. Heffer, Mr. C, all of our security teams, multiple people who are helping make sure that is just a great, memorable event for our kids. I think they're going to see some very innovative technology things as well that they probably haven't experienced. But the hope is kids see things, they get motivated by it, and I've seen this before, and I hope we experience it again tomorrow. A kid goes, I don't know what that is, but I want to do that, and, because that really gets them fired up to learn about things and to grow, and who knows, maybe find a career out of some of those things in the future. Also, Walt in the back has been instrumental in helping with the technology piece of that. So really looking forward to it. Should be a great event tomorrow. And like I said, a lot of middle schools from around West Michigan will be coming into our middle school, which is always great.
Is that part of the larger Grand Rapids Tech Week that's going on right now?
Yes,
Oh,
it
that's
is
cool.
connected to
Nice.
that. Yep, it is connected. So yeah, good. That's all I have.
All right, very good. On to number 3, consent action agenda. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Support.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Opposed? That motion passes. Regular action agenda. 4A, it is recommended the Board of Education approve Mr. Joseph Courtney from East Elementary for an initial term of 3 years as Grandville representative on the PACE Parent Advisors for Special Education Committee at KISD. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
And Caroline Ernst is here to tell you a little bit about our candidate.
Good evening. It's good to see everybody tonight. I just wanted to take a quick minute and just explain PACE. So PACE is Parent Advisories for Special Education, and the ISD hosts this committee, and each school district can have up to 3 representatives. So I'm sure you remember last year I came with nominations. So one of my nominations had about this year. So I have a new nomination this year, and like you said, Mr. Joe Courtney. He has a student at East Elementary, and I first met him at a meeting at East, and I knew right away that he was a wonderful parent advocate, and so I wrote his name down to keep in my back pocket to say I think he would be really great for this committee, just with his natural things that he already had going on as a parent, advocating for his own student. So that was the basis for my recommendation for him. And I think that he will be a great member for his daughter, but for also other parents on that committee and in our community.
Caroline, how many do we have? If we have 3 slots, how many slots are filled?
So now he would be the 3rd because I had 1 resign.
Okay, all right. Very good. Nice to see a man in there. I know he'll be in a minority over there, which is good.
He doesn't know it yet. Maybe he does.
I think I did it for 9 years. It's very educational. It is.
Any other questions or comments?
Sounds like a good fit.
Great. All those in favor?
Yes. Yes.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Caroline.
On to 4B, Cisco maintenance agreement renewal. It's recommended Board of Education approve the renewal of the Cisco VoIP phone system maintenance agreement at a cost of $52,344.60. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Support.
And Walt is here to talk to us about that.
So this is the annual renewal of the district's phone system licensing agreement. So it provides obviously licensing for the phone system and software. Also provides a maintenance agreement that allows us to download updates. So as Cisco releases updates for the system, we can apply those. Obviously, part of the critical infrastructure in the district with things like E911 and providing those notifications for staff when somebody in a classroom dials 911 from the district phone, a notification is sent via email and text message to critical district staff to let them know the exact room number where that phone call was made from. So this is part of that critical infrastructure. I did want to mention that when this was renewed last year, This is one of the few things that I was able to get lower. So last year when this was renewed, it was in the 60s. We were able
Yeah.
to get this down to 52 this year.
Nice job.
So Walt, we have 23 line items. And only one with a number on it.
Yep. Yeah, that's the way, with the way that the pricing works from Presidio and the REMC pricing agreement. That's the way they list everything out and then the total price at the bottom.
Got it. I assume that was the case. At some point, this was a multi-year contract, correct? And then they pulled back?
So the multi-year contract was the Cisco switching infrastructure agreement. So that's, you know, the switches, the
Yep.
core switch, some server infrastructure is included in there. This is phone system.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
They will do a multiple year?
They will, but it wasn't advantageous
Wasn't
to
great.
do so.
So do we have any physical phones left? I know like a lot of times with these programs, right, you can either just run it straight through Teams, which I do at my office, right? And you're also gonna have it run through Teams, but on an actual physical phone. Are we using physical phones anymore, or is it all just going through our computers?
So we have both options.
Okay.
But yeah, for classroom spaces, for that critical, you know, critical infrastructure, we do have physical phones in every classroom.
Is that a cost to us?
The hardware was a cost when we purchased it.
Okay, so
But the licensing is the same, whether it's, you know, it provides both a software phone and a physical phone.
Is the idea to go away with those, at those, because this is what we ran into before, right? I shouldn't say here, but in other life, right? Those phones stopped being serviced and so forth, and you just kind of phased them out. Is that kind
Yeah.
of the goal, or?
At some point, what Cisco will probably do is say the physical phone hardware that we have in the district is no longer supported with the version of software that runs behind it. And at that point, we'll have to make a decision, you know, is it worth the cost investment that we want to buy more physical phones?
Got it.
Or if we want to just do a software phone.
Yep, okay, fair enough. Good.
So based on that, what's your guess? I know, but your whole face changed there. Well, what's your guess is the number of K-12 schools that still have physical phones?
I would guess, if I'm going to say a percentage, I would say probably at least 70,
Thank you.
75, 80%.
Okay.
What's the advantage of them? I mean, is it like a safety concern, or is it?
That's one of the primary concerns is, you know, when there's an emergency situation, you know, do you want to be running up to your laptop, trying to unlock your laptop, fire up the phone software and then dial, or do you want to just pick up and hit some buttons and get support? So that's a big part of it.
Good. Any other questions?
Thanks, Walt.
All right, can we do a roll call vote, please?
You bet. Campbell.
Yes.
Gardine, yes. DeHaan.
Yes.
Stefas.
Yes.
Wondergem.
Yes.
Van Eck.
Yes.
Highworth.
Yes.
All said yes, all passed.
Great, thank
Thanks,
you.
Walt.
Thanks, Walt. On to reports, we have 2 items to report, or to discuss. Parks and Recreation update.
Sure. Very excited to have Jared Holtzkin with us. Jared is a representative, school representative on the Parks and Rec Board, and he's going to give you an update of things that have been going on with the Parks and Rec.
Yes, thank you for having me. I've been on the board for 6 months, nominated by these guys. And reminder, we're an advisory board to the city of Grandville. Our focus remains on enhancing park facilities and amenities, not programs. So we propose things, we review proposals, that sort of thing. So just going to break this down into 3 sections. First one, project proposals and updates. So Grand River Waterfront Park, we did install, or not we, Public Works did, right? We advised on this. New boat and kayak launches, and that was completed in June. The Mill Race Park, construction is starting soon, which includes an overlook deck, a shelter, a playground, and pollinator gardens. This is all informed by the master plan that the Parks Department worked with an outside vendor to come up with. It was just before my time. I've been on for 6 months. What was kind of nice, that was the bid came in at $299,000 against a $400,000 budget. That kind of stuff never happens, right? Like, come on, so you're kind of questioning, like, you know. But yeah, it's a good partner. So then we have a Gold Star Memorial that Chief Paul Anglem proposed. We install at Wedgewood Park. This will be free to the city. It's all fundraising, $200K done by him. He's already got a decent start. His goal is to have that fundraising done within a year from now, and then to start construction sometime in 2027. The memorial would be like kitty corner of the memorial that's there now. He brought us a really nice presentation, lots of pictures of what they look like. It's going to be quite nice. So, Buck Creek study, handled by Trout Unlimited. So there was 3 phases to this project proposed, right? And the first one was just the study, see what it's going to take to, you know, make some changes down there and change the stream and all that. And the study was going to cost $10K. We thought it would be, and we were under the impression it would be funded by Trout Unlimited, and it turns out it wasn't. So it's kind of on hold. The other 2 phases, you know, they're going to cost money too, right? So we thought that they would help us with the grant writing process for that, and it turns out that assistance really isn't there. So really this thing's on hold, if you will. It's probably not going to move forward. Bob, you're familiar with this one, the Little League neighborhood resolution process. So
Intimately.
Myself as well, I'm a neighbor. So Griffin Graham had brought in the West Michigan Dispute Resolution Center to kind of facilitate this. It was more of a, like, you know, let's all be heard, neighbors, Little League board, community, and, you know, share voices, see if there's anything we can do. Really, it's an ongoing feud. It's been going on for as long as I know. I've lived in the neighborhood for 12 years. It's you know, some of the houses that are off of Canal that butt up into the Little League. The Little League did make a number of concessions. There's more signage, right? That's always the easy one. A lot of curbs got painted yellow, don't park here. More parking enforcement from the police, that's been going on the last couple of years. And then there is the possibility of, if you guys are familiar with the complex, there's the really large field that's on Aaron. There's the possibility of repurposing some of that outfield for a parking space. There's just a lot of red tape between now and when that can happen, because it's got to be paved and all that. That would be a stellar addition, because I mean that outfield is way too big anyway for any level, you know, if you've ever had kids play on there. So, you know, that's ongoing, but I think it helped with the neighbors being heard, and it was a well-received event. Just a couple other quick updates. Griffin also had proposed a smoking ban in the parks. He brought some surveys to us. I mean, they're quite favorable, right? Large percentage of people would be for it. The reduction in litter that other parks had seen was quite significant, like 50%. We know it's not like something that stops all smoking. Nobody's going to be there to stop you from doing it, but just, you know, having policies in place, people follow them. And, you know, I said we're not about programs, but the chief did give us an update on police in the park. Another successful year of running that. There was some really touching stories out of there about how there was a couple families that was really, you know, they were in a tough financial situation due to some medical bills, and that ended up becoming like the joy of their summer, going to all 7 of these events. So it was really cool. And then on top of that, they did kind of a thing at the young boy's house for his birthday. They all showed up, so that was quite great. Any questions on the project proposals or anything like that on those lines? Okay, and then a few personnel updates. So there's 12 members on the board. Recently, Sue Ann Watkins was elected by the board to replace Kim Chrisman, who stepped down. There was 2 other outstanding candidates there, one who was here. It was great to see 3 good candidates who, you know, wanted to be involved. Lisa Vanderland, she retired from her position down at Community Ed, so she was replaced by Kendra Johns, who filled her position at Community Ed. And then Anthony Araki, he stepped down because he's moving out of the district, which is unfortunate, because he was a great knowledge source. And then as Amy pointed out, she's stepping down, so we're looking for replacements. So who wants it? Any questions on those personnel? And then just a small looking ahead section here. 1.3 million invested in park improvements the last 3 years. Pretty solid number. It shows that Grandville's committed. And then we have our master plan. The continued focus is guided by that. So I talked about the Mill Street park improvements. That's part of the master plan. And then Lee Street and Peck Street, we think, are kind of underserved parks that will be next on our agenda, that maybe next year. And then there is discussion right now, I believe the meeting's next week or the week after, of closing down the road at Indian Mounds down there. I mean, I've always wondered, I've lived in Grandville for 14 years, and I always kind of wondered what that road was even there for, to be honest. So there's talks of making that a public trail, which I think would be a great addition, bikers and runners alike, and we can use it for that and not have to worry about a car running up on us, I guess, every once in a while. So, thoughts, questions?
It's really fun. It was a very fun board to be on. So whoever wants to be on there, you get to do a lot of dreaming, and there was a lot that did get accomplished. So it was a very good time to be on there. It was nice to hear. I was at the Buck Creek cleanup where, like our kids get into the creek and pull stuff out, whatever. But one of the biggest areas of trash is Indian Mounds, that road. And so everybody was very excited. I think Jason Flanagan is on the sustainability group here in Grandville, sustainability. And he was talking about what that will look like. The nice thing is correct me if I'm wrong, but that means that we also give over the responsibility for that kind of trash removal and maintenance to the city of Grand Rapids. So that actually reduces our city cost, I believe, too, which is great.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a win all the way around. So, thanks.
Okay.
Thank you for doing this.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Jared,
It's
thanks for your
fantastic.
summary.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a great
thank you.
summary. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
All right, then election update.
Sure. So just a few tidbits about the election. The communicator was sent to homes. As you know, that's a comprehensive look at the different proposals. There's another mailer that's being released, just reminding folks of those proposals. Absentee ballots come out later this month in September. And if there are any questions anybody has, just please send them our way. We want to make sure people are informed and have their questions answered. The biggest question I've gotten so far is, why all three at the same time? And that is a very good question. Why all three at the same time? And again, these aren't proposals that are new to Grandville. We've had these for some time. But when you put them all together, they wondered why. A couple big reasons. Cost is definitely one. It is more costly to have individual ones spread out over time. And we also wanted to stay away from death by election, if you will, with, hey, here's a proposal, and then next time, hey, here's a proposal, and then next time, hey, here's a proposal. So by having these at the same time, if these are successful, it's going to put us far out into the future as far as having to come back for these proposals. So we're very, strategically doing that, but we're really trying to do it also to save money and to make sure that, our taxpayers aren't thinking, boy, every time we turn around, they're coming back with something else. Just, again, they're not new to our district. They're proposals or they're things that we've had in the past, and we just want to make sure that people have their questions answered. So if there's any questions that come your way, please send them our way. I'm happy to talk to people.
I got a flyer this weekend. Somebody walked right up and gave it to me. So good job on the distribution.
It's very clear too.
Yeah.
The information was so clear. I loved it. Yeah.
Great. Any other items to discuss? All right, we'll move into a public comment. We have 3 people that are up to speak. Mr. DeHaan will be keeping track of time. Each participant has 5 minutes, and at the 1 minute left mark, he will let you know that we only have 1 minute left. So we're going to start with Mr. Bertram, Martin Bertram, and then on deck is Donna Johnson.
All right. Good evening. My name's Martin Bertram. I'm the father of 2 daughters who go to Grandville schools. They go from their mother's address, which is 5017 Harbor House Lane. It's 1.5 miles from the high school that they go to. And because of that, they don't qualify for bus transportation under the current policy. So they walk 3 miles a day regardless of the weather. And recently, in a cold day, they walked and both got sick. I'm concerned about their health and safety as the cold months approach. And I understand the need for boundaries and policies. And I think that a hard cutoff at 1.5 miles, which I understand is the current policy, doesn't leave a lot of room for common sense. So I'm respectfully asking the board to consider reevaluating that, to consider more flexibility, whether through exceptions or by whatever means. So that's all. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your commitment to our students. That's it.
Thank you. Up next, Donna Johnson. On deck, Nick Brock.
Good evening, all. Thank you in advance for considering my thoughts and my concerns. I feel that it's important that our Grandville Public School Board trustees should be emphasizing the importance of investing in our public education system for all students and advocating for the fully funding of our public schools. I personally am urging Michigan lawmakers to reject the aggressive lobbying and political pressure and to say no to the federal voucher program. That's what it is a voucher program. My reasons remain the same as they were when vouchers were addressed a few times in my career. Those being funds being diverted from public schools, the lack of accountability and measure, the academic achievement not necessarily improving, and the undermining of school stability. Michigan voters have rejected efforts to implement voucher programs before, and attempts with the petition drives have failed as well. Taxpayers' dollars should go to the public schools open to all students, not private schools that can pick and choose their students. It is important to me that our Grandville Public School trustees who make policy decisions and recommendations are focused on maintaining our high inclusive public school system. Please continue to prioritize the education, safety, personal growth, and the well-being of all our students. Thank you.
Thank you. Up next, Nick Brock.
Hi everybody, my name is Nick Brock. I have a 9-year-old in 3rd grade at Central Elementary, and I've been part of the school district ever since he's been a part of the school here. And I just wanted to share briefly a bit about the cool things that we're doing over at his elementary school. So maybe a little bit piggybacking on a board member's report. Here's a dad's report about what's going over there, and I preface that by saying I'm the president of the PTC group over there. So I've been in that role for, I think this is the 3rd year now. And so over the past two years, we've held a fundraiser to raise funds for the school for things that they need, like school supplies, field trips, class parties, and awards, the incentives that the teachers and principal gives out. Over these past 2 years, we've hosted a color blast, which means we get a bunch of chalk that's safe and can be kind of splashed on the students, where they wear all white and they just kind of all shriek and shrill as they travel along from Central Elementary all the way to the Oakstown football field, and where they walk there for about an hour. But over the previous 2 years, we've raised approximately $30,000 just in this Central Elementary district, which is a Title I school. So that equates to about anywhere from like $50 to $75 per 200 students. So the cool thing that I want to mention is that based upon those fundraisers, for this year, we made it an initiative that we called Back Our Bulldogs. With that meaning one community and every student is fully equipped. So we decided as a PTC board to purchase $6,000 worth of school supplies. So when the kids went to school on day one, when they went to their desks, when they opened it up, they had everything that they needed there to succeed in the classroom, including sanitizing, wipes, snacks, and the like. So I just wanted to mention that's a cool thing going on. And then I'll leave you with this. We have our fundraiser event this Friday. From 2 to 3 p.m. and our goal is to raise, we say $10,000, but in my head, I know that we can raise $15,000 because we've done it twice before. So if you know anybody who wants to give, you can connect with me, or you can, I think you just find somebody who goes to the school. You're not, Miss Gardine, I think you'll be able to find somebody. So that's all I wanted to mention. Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes our meeting. The next board meeting of the Grandville Board of Education will be Monday, October 6th. Gosh, October already. I know, geez. 2025 at 7 p.m. at the Administration Building. We are adjourned.